Hey, how's it going? It's Sophia here from Zen Guidance. I hope all is well with you today, and thank you for clicking on this pick a card reading. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at your next 48 hours and what's going to be happening for you. So, just remember, this is timeless, so whenever you are drawn to watch this reading is when the 48 time frame will be resonant for you. So, all you need to do is choose either one of these three cards, 1, 2, or 3. Or you can choose one of the three images that will pop onto your screen now. Feel free to pause the video if you need some time. And once you've made your choice, you can go to the description box below, where you'll find the corresponding timestamps to your chosen pile. And you'll also find a link to my website, so if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, or to check out any of the other services I provide, that's where you'll find the information. So let's get into your reading now. Click the timestamp, and I'll see you there. Hi, Group 1. So let's take a look at your next 48 hours and what's going to be happening for you. So let's see your next 48 hours, what's going to be happening. Okay, so we've got progressions, journey. Now, what I'm really drawn in by actually to begin with is we've got this circle here with the candle magic, or this spiral rather, and then we've got all of these circles and spirals here. So something about going round and round in circles. Maybe you feel like you're going back on yourself in some way. You may feel like you're going back to visit someone. Now, I'm recording this very close to Christmas. I'm recording this in the holiday season, so it might be about traveling to see family. Okay, going back to see family or friends, or even just feeling emotionally drawn back to family and friends. But like I said, this is a timeless reading. You could be watching this at any point during the year, and hopefully it will still resonate. But yeah, definitely this feeling of needing to go back, or again, feeling like you're not moving forwards in a straight line exactly. So this could even represent some possible travel delays, okay? If you are traveling, that is, or maybe delays in some kind of progression. Now we've got Scorpio here, which is very deep and very transformative. So yeah, it feels like everything's destined to happen for a reason here. So even if you are late or there are cancellations, delays, it will be ultimately for your highest good, even though it may not feel like it in the moment. Oftentimes, travel delays can be for divine protection. You don't always know the reasons why, but when you trust and you have faith that it's all working out for your highest good, this is what's going to put you in the most peaceful energy. And I feel like you will be able to look back and say, yeah, you know what, I'm glad that happened. Or I know that there was a divine reason, even if I can't put my finger on it. But also Scorpio is about working through your fears. So there may be something that comes up for you where you feel a little bit afraid to either speak up or to move forwards. Maybe that's what you go round in circles about, because maybe you feel like somebody needs to hear a piece of your mind, or you need to speak your truth to someone, even though it may be uncomfortable, or pushing yourself. Say maybe even if you get travel anxiety or something, and pushing yourself and going forwards anyway. Okay, something about you gaining a lot of courage in these next 48 hours. So let's just see what else is coming through. Oh, then we've got Mars and the number 22. So 22 could have significance for you. You might be seeing it a lot in synchronicity. Could be a birth date. Could just be, even like a life path number 2. Now, you're definitely going to be on the go, okay? That's for sure. I don't feel like this is going to be a very restful 48 hours for you. I feel like, yeah, you're going to be very, very busy, very, very much like, yeah, moving. Because even on the bottom of the deck, we've got Capricorn here, which is about discipline and seeing things through to the end. So I do feel as well like whatever you put your mind to or you put your attention on, you're going to complete it. Okay, even if you have to go around in circles a little bit, I still feel like you're going to move forwards and complete it anyway. So just know that you're going to have that energy to be able to, finish what you start during these next 48 hours. Okay, you're going to have this surge of energy as well, where you feel like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm moving towards. Now, for some of you, this might even be related to physical movement, like going to the gym or going for a run or doing some kind of sport or activity. Now, sometimes this can connect to the military as well. So you might have some connection to the military or know somebody who's in the military. Maybe you'll be seeing them in the next few days. But Yeah, it's very powerful Aries energy, especially with Scorpio there as well, as Mars rules both Scorpio and Aries traditionally. And so I do feel, yeah, there's something about this movement and taking action, but also deep, deep transformation. Helpless and hopeless in reverse. Okay, what else is going to be happening your next 48 hours? Choose your battles. Yes. So there may even be something that riles you up. Okay, so just to be aware, there could be somebody that says something that is out of turn or that doesn't fit, or yeah, they speak out of turn in some way. And this might, yeah, make you feel annoyed or frustrated inside. But at the same time, I feel like this is the mentality you'll be in. I'm just going to pick and choose my battle. Is this worth my time and energy? Is this worth me speaking up? Because I feel like, yeah, there will be occasions where you feel like, no, I need to speak up. I need to say my piece. And other times you'll say, you know what, it's not worth the ag. I don't need to cause any kind of conflict here. I'd rather just ignore it. So I feel like, yeah, there may be a couple of people trying to push your buttons, or maybe not even doing it intentionally, but just that's just how they affect you in some way. So again, especially if it's family that might get on your nerves, or friends, maybe even work colleagues, okay? But yeah, there's just something here, or multiple things where it's like you're going to have to be very, what's the word? Discerning about where you're placing your energy these next couple of days. But I do feel like you're going to come out of a dark place mentally as well. If you've been suffering with any kind of negative thoughts or a lack mentality, or again, even negative conflicts you've been through recently, I feel like are going to be in some way resolved, okay? Or you are going to feel much lighter about the situation. So even if you don't feel like you've gotten what you needed from them, you will feel validated with how you've reacted, because I think that's the key most of the time. You know what it's like when you've had an argument or a disagreement or something, and then you go away from it and you're then left thinking, oh, I wish I said this, or I wish I said that. I feel like you're very much going to be in that mindset where you're actually going to say what it is you want to say in that moment. And then later you feel validated, like, yes, I'm glad I said what I said. So yeah, definitely something about you speaking up and speaking your truth is very, very powerful. Okay, now we've got coming together in reverse. Oh my God, stop it. Yeah, win or lose, the 5 of Swords. Definitely there's a lot of people coming through here. So I don't feel like you're going to be alone these next couple of days, or certainly not even on your phone. You might be talking to a lot of people. I'm just seeing a lot of communication, a lot of people around you or connected with you. But yeah, it's like you're going to definitely give up on something, but also put energy into something else. So that kind of makes sense in a way, because you can't give your energy to everything. You only have 24 hours in one day. And a lot of that, you got to sleep and eat and shower and do all of those other things. So it's like the rest of the time, I feel like you're going to be very, very careful about where you are placing your time and energy. So yeah, some of these battles and issues, you're just going to let slide. You're going to let it go over your head and just think, you know what, it's not even personal. It's not anything against me. There's no point getting worked up over it. Or this is not my battle to fight. So this could also be, yeah, you might see other people arguing. And then you get to this point where you're like, do I come in? Do I try and break it up? Or do I just spectate? And yeah, for some of you, I feel like you will stand up and stand up for someone else, and other people I feel like you'll back off, but just lean into what you feel you need to do. I don't know why, but I get a lot of people are wanting to watch this particular pile, so everybody's going to react to these things differently. So just know in the moment you'll know how to respond, okay? Because I feel like you will feel it inside, but you will mentally have this conversation where you're like, what is the possible outcome of this for me? Okay, ultimately coming from a place of self-preservation rather than complete selflessness of being like, you know what, I don't care what happens to me. I just want to help these other people get through this. I don't feel like you're going to be in that energy so much. If you feel like it's going to go okay, then I feel like you'll speak up and say things. If you feel like it's going to go wrong in some way, I feel like you'll back off and just watch. Okay, so again, it'll be different for each of you, but just take a moment. You know, they always say like, take a deep breath, count to 10 when you're in an argument or whatever, and it's easy to say when you're not in that mode, but I still feel like that's something to try remind yourself of, okay, and think, what could I get from this? Is this worth it? Okay. Oh, and then we've just had one fly out of here. Teach. Oh, yeah. So this is definitely going to be an opportunity for you to learn, but maybe as well to teach, whether it's in these next couple of days, or this might be a lesson that you're learning that you will teach other people one day. Because sometimes you don't know when you're in the moment, where that moment may be that lesson that you will teach your children or your grandchildren or your students. If you're a teacher or become a teacher one day, you'll be able to relay, this is what I went through and this is how I overcame it. Okay. So yeah, it seems like there's kind of a lot of karmic activity, things that are happening these next couple of days that are going to shape the rest of your future and your own personal perspective. So yeah, it's going to be quite an intense couple of days, that's for sure. For some of you, maybe you might actually be in school, or yeah, you're either teaching or learning something specifically. So yeah, you could be maybe even finding something new that you're enjoying, that you're wanting to learn. But I've just noticed as well, we've got a couple of fives here. So 5 is the number of change and freedom, movement. So again, there's something about you needing more freedom. So yeah, you may decide to take yourself out of a situation, taking yourself out of a classroom or out of a family gathering or an event, and just like, you know, when people just go outside for a cigarette and it's just like they're taking that time to go outside, to having a cigarette. Now, obviously, people do that for different reasons, whatever, no judgment, regardless. But it's like just taking that moment for yourself away from that intense situation and stepping outside. So yeah, maybe that'll be very literal for some of you, and for some others of you, maybe you will just think, you know what, this is not my battle. I'm going to just observe. Because again, sometimes you need the observers, right? When you've got like, when you see on the news and there's been some kind of conflict or an accident, you've got the spectators that then relay what they saw, okay? And they're almost just as important as some of the other moving parts and the people that help. So you need the people that have seen what's gone on from all sides. And so you may be that person where you might be witnessing other people going through it, and then they may come to you later and ask for your opinion on what you saw. And you'll be able to say, yeah, I saw all of it. I saw both sides, because each individual in it is only going to see their side, their perspective. Whereas you are like the wise one up on the hill that sees all, the all-seeing eye, okay, is what I'm getting from you, group 1. So let's get some more information. I'm just seeing which deck to go to. Yeah, let's look at the animal deck. I fancy the animal deck. So your next 48 hours, what's going to be happening? I will pull the fishbowl messages at the end as well, so don't go anywhere. Flamingo, unity heart. You are being called to work on collective healing. That is so bang on with everything else that's come through. And then butterfly, emerging, take the leap of faith. But immediately I think of butterflies and I think of transformation. It immediately makes me think of Scorpio energy again. So yeah, you are definitely going through a period of transformation, and not just the next couple of days. This is a longer term situation going on here. I feel like you've already been going through this transformation and you will continue to go through it moving forwards. But definitely these next 2 days are going to be monumental in terms of this perspective shift that you're going through. Okay. But again, like, look how many butterflies there are. All of these flamingos are groups and groups of people. Lots of different people I'm seeing you be around. So maybe these are different groups, different friendship groups, work groups, family groups that you're going to be connecting with. But yeah, look, you're being guided to work on collective healing. So yeah, I really feel like I said, whether you are the observer, whether you go in and you pull people apart, I feel like you're definitely going to be that person that helps these groups. And again, you may not even feel like you're doing that. You may just feel like you're a spare part or an audience at times. But just remember what I've said here, that you being the observer can sometimes be just as helpful than the other people that are getting into it. Okay, remember that this can also be a very valuable skill, is observing, taking it in, assessing it, and then relaying it to other people. So I feel like there's something about you being a great storyteller as well. So maybe this is about also you honing your storytelling abilities. So this might also be that you're going to be telling some stories over the next couple of days, whether these are personal experiences or stories that you've read elsewhere, and you'll be sharing them. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to look at, so I've got a mixture of cards here, which I like to use before I go to the fish bowl. So there are some romance cards, but there's also some time frame cards as well. So we'll just see what comes through. Oh my God, I was just going to say, I've not really mentioned anything about love. There hasn't been a lot about love coming through. And it's not to say that this is going to be a dry period. It might be for some of you, but it may just be that there are other areas of focus for you more so. But like I said, if there's anything romantic going on, these cards will bring it out. But we do also have the Two of Cups here, but it is in reverse. So I don't know if you have recently gone through a split, or this might be something that you will be going through over the next couple of days. It could be connected to someone romantically, but sometimes this can also be a very, very close friend or a very, very close family member. You know, this isn't somebody distant or somebody you're not or haven't been that close with. It's somebody that you've definitely shared or do share a very strong bond, and it's a mutual bond. Now, it may just be that there's separation, especially as you seem to be very busy with other people. So it may just be that, you know, you're not spending as much time with this person over these next couple of days because you've got other things going on. But let's just see. Like I said, if there's anything love related to come through, it will come through in these cards. Okay, but let's see. Anything else you need to know over the next 48 hours? Anything else you need to know? When you least expect it. Oh, so there are going to be some surprises as well these next 48 hours, okay? Some things coming through that, yeah, you definitely won't see coming. Okay, then we've got May. So you could be watching this in May time or close to May. It could be something specific is going to transform in the month of May. And it may be things and actions or conversations you're having now in these next 48 hours are going to shape the next May from when you're watching this, will change May. Maybe you'll even book something to do with the month of May, or you're going to be connected with somebody who's born in the month of May. Butterfly, we've got butterfly twice now. You will meet a new love interest at a party or a night out. Ooh. So yeah, again, I mean, why so many butterflies? Maybe you have like a butterfly tattoo, or maybe you've been seeing a lot of butterflies recently, whether in person or like symbolically, you might be seeing them around. But again, this is about you coming out of that, what do you call it, chrysalis, and emerging as this beautiful butterfly. So especially if you've been like isolating a lot lately, if you felt quite alone, then that's definitely going to be shifting here. Okay, maybe in this next new chapter, this is going to be a very social season for you. So, and also, yeah, I just heard social butterfly. So maybe that's it. Maybe you are going to be a bit of a social butterfly. And if you are in an event where there's lots of people, you might be sort of moving around, working the room, speaking to different people. And again, if you feel like things are getting a bit heated at one place or one table, you may decide, you know what, I'm just going to move on to something else, to somewhere else, or to speak to someone else. So let's just see. Anything else that's coming through about your next 48 hours, group one? All right, let's see. So we've got limerence. So that's romantic obsession. So yeah, for some of you, maybe you might be going through a bit of romantic obsession at times, but I don't know. I feel like you won't have time to be very limerent, to be honest with you, okay? Because you're going to be so busy. There's so much going on here. And yeah, limerence is being in that like romantic obsessive place in your mind. And I feel like it becomes more ripe when you are less busy. So I don't feel like if you are or have been limerent lately, I don't feel like you're going to remain much so over the next couple of days, but it may still crop up for you at times, or could be someone else that is limerent over you potentially. Now we've got long lasting and we have graceful. Let's just see what else we've got. Makeup artist, take a break. Oh, troubling childhood. Clean your space. 1 week. Oh, and then 111. Oh, I haven't seen that one for a long time. So yeah, you might see the number 1 a lot in synchronicity as well, the master angel number. And even, yeah, we've got 1 week. So why 1 is really standing out here. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is, what that 1 week means. I'm just going to see if I'm going to pull one tarot card on that number 1 and the 1 week. I just
just fancy seeing what that means specifically. I don't usually pull more cards after the fishbowl, but let me just see. What does that 1 week 111 mean for you? Temperance. Ooh. Now, she is connected to Sagittarius, which can relate to long distance travel and higher learning, expansion. Yeah, I really feel like you're either going on a trip in a week or you're going to be booking a trip within the next week, or certainly looking into it. I see something, about travel and movement, but also this brings the energy of peace. Okay, so if you've not been feeling peaceful, or these next couple of days might not feel that peaceful, I feel like that will definitely shift within the next week or so, and you'll come back to a place of moderation and fairness again. Okay, if you feel like things have gotten out of balance in any way. Now, maybe you will be spending some time over the next couple of days cleaning up your space, getting rid of certain things, doing a declutter. I feel like maybe as well, before you end up in these social events or situations, it's like you just feel like you want to have everything as clean and tidy as possible. So when you come home from these events, that you can just fully relax. Okay, it's like, it's going to be a busy few days, or maybe for some of you don't realize how busy it's going to be, but this is a recommendation to get everything clean now whilst you have this time and energy, because I feel like being around all of these people might drain you a little bit, especially if you're quite introverted naturally, and you may find it zaps a lot of your energy. So you may take that time to just relax, clean your space. And then when you're super busy, it's like, rather, when you're done with being super busy, you can just relax, okay, and feel like you don't need to get all of these other things done. Now, makeup artists, you could be a makeup artist, or maybe you will be speaking with someone that does makeup. Maybe you'll be hiring a makeup artist, especially if it is an event. Okay, so you could be hiring someone to do your makeup. This could even be you find a makeup artist online. You might find a new video, or maybe you just bought some new makeup and it's arriving in the next couple of days, and maybe you'll be watching some tutorials on how best to apply it. That could be a way in which that transpires for you. But we've got take a deep breath, and that makes a lot of sense as well. I said that earlier, didn't I? I'm sure I said that, when it comes to an argument, and people always say that, take a deep breath, count to 5. There will be moments you will feel like you need to take a deep breath. Again, whether it's connected to an argument or a conflict, or whether it's more so about maybe there's something nerve-wracking you've got to do, like a public speech. And so you might feel very nervous about that moving forwards again, or something you may feel like you need to say to someone, but you need to take a break before you say it, like taking that moment and then it comes out better. Now, we've got troubling childhood. So I don't know if this is something you're going to be talking about with other people, or it might be something that comes up for you naturally. So you might feel triggered about your childhood if it was a troubling childhood. If you didn't have a troubling childhood, it may be that you're talking with someone that did, okay? Or that will be a topic of conversation at some point or another. But I just feel like, you're going to move with this beautiful grace, okay? I'm seeing you being like a beautiful swan here. And I just feel like it's a really positive omen for taking things at your own steady pace, for being able to see other people's side of things, okay, for not taking sides, or I don't know, just something about there's a softness coming through here. And I feel like this is this energy that people and other people are drawn to in you. You have this soft, swan-like, beautiful energy. And also swans can represent love and soulmate energy. So I don't know if that's another symbolism here of potential soulmate or someone coming in. We did have that. You'll meet someone, a new love interest at a party or an event. So it could be that you're going to meet somebody very special at an event at some point in these next couple of days. But it'll be that energy of peace and softness and grace that will draw them to you. And again, not just romantic love, but platonic, family. Because again, you're coming across as the role model, and role models set the example and lead by example. So they're not the ones telling people you should do this or you should do that. It's more of this is how I'm living my life, and these are the results I've had. You can follow suit if you like. So it's more about you doing the right thing, or a thing that other people find inspiring, and then other people wanting to emulate that, okay, because of how well you handle your life and your situations. So yeah, very interesting. I mean, I found it interesting, group one, because I have no idea if this resonates, if it makes sense for you. And of course, it may not make sense until the 48 hours has passed. We will have to see. So please reserve your final judgments until the end. Some people get a little bit funny in the comments at times. They're like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I get that. I get it makes no sense yet because it hasn't happened yet. We haven't gone through the next 48 hours. So please do come back 48 hours later if it makes no sense, and then please let us know. And you can comment a yellow emoji if you liked it, or if it resonated, or anything else you wish to share. I would love to hear your personal thoughts. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, either an email reading or a video reading, the link to my website is in the description box. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Hi, Group 2. So let's take a look at your next 48 hours and what's going to be happening for you. Now remember, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're drawn to this is when it's meant for you. Okay. Oh, okay, so we have Saturn. We have Yang. And we have Cancer. Okay. So, group number 2, your next 48 hours. Now let's start with the Yang card, because the Yang is the masculine side of the Yin and the Yang. And this is about taking action, initiating some form of change or movement in this next period of time. So yeah, you're definitely going to be on the go, it seems like. I feel like you're going to have quite a lot of energy. But then there may also be some restrictions with Saturn. Sometimes it can create some limitations, delays. Kind of got that energy in Group 1's reading. So this might be a collective theme going on. We'll see when we get to Group 3. But yeah, it may be that there are things that take a little longer than you may expect, like traveling, for example, or a project, work as well. For some of you, this might fall on a work day or over the span of a couple of work days. So it may also be that you'll focus a lot on your responsibilities and things that you have to do, things you have to get done, things that may not always feel the most pleasant or fun, because Saturn itself isn't the most fun sign. It's the elder, and it's there to teach us discipline and perseverance. And it also rewards us for our hard work and perseverance. So I do feel maybe you'll even get maybe some kind of reward, a gift or something to let you know that well done, like you've done good. Okay, so this could be like a bonus from work. It could be a gift from someone you know, someone that cares about you, or even just a compliment. Sometimes a compliment can go a long way, especially if you know that you've put in so much time and energy into something, and to receive some sort of validation of that may feel good. Even though, of course, we all need to validate ourselves and feel whole within, it doesn't mean that we're still not going to enjoy the external validation or compliments we may receive, or recognition. So yeah, enjoy that, because especially with the star card right there in the center, I feel like there's something about you either being the center of attention or, again, receiving a lot of recognition for something that you've done. So it would also come unexpectedly, because when these two came out, or when I saw the Saturn come out next to the star, I immediately had Aquarius pop into my mind. So you could have dominant Aquarius in your chart, but I feel like it's symbolic of the next couple of days being quite surprising, things going in unexpected ways. So I feel like you're being guided to expect the unexpected in all ways, because again, things may not always go to plan, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good thing. It can actually be a very positive thing when things don't go to plan, because trust in the divine timing of your life always. Okay, now this could also be that you're going to be connected with older people these next couple of days, especially with Saturn there being the elder. But then we have the contrast of Cancer, which can represent children, but especially females, so that feminine energy. But again, children, parents, so it could be your children or your parents, or
family as a whole. Now, I'm recording this a few days before Christmas, so if you're watching this around when I post it, naturally it might be connected to the holiday season and spending time with loved ones. But like I said, it's timeless. You might be watching this months later in the summertime, but still, then maybe there's like a family event going on, a party, a celebration, someone's birthday, an anniversary, or just this need to connect more with your roots. Okay, so maybe there's something that draws you back to, where you came from, or who you really are, or what you used to like doing when you were younger, or even people that you used to be connected with in the past. Maybe that even relate to family, like family friends, or maybe even far away relatives, like cousins you might not see that regularly. But let's get some more information. What else is going to be happening in your next 48 hours? I will be putting the fishbowl messages at the end of the reading, so stick around for those. So let's see your next 48 hours. Now, also I will mention that Cancer does represent home as well as family. So this could be as well that you'll be spending a lot of time at home. Maybe for some of you, you work at home, or you might just be doing a lot of bits around the home, or even hosting. Maybe you'll be having family or friends over to your place for dinner or something, or for lunch. Then we've got take the lead. Now that's interesting because that's come through in reverse. But then I feel like the yang energy is very much about leading. So maybe you will be the initiator. So you could be the one that like creates a plan or says to someone, hey, let's meet up or let's do something. But then you allow the other person to then take the lead. Or you invite everybody over for lunch, you're making lunch or something, and then you just sit back and observe and allow other people to move the conversation in certain directions. So yeah, this might just be you taking a bit of a back seat and going like, I'm just going to chill for a moment, let other people do things, right? But this is also the Three of Wands in traditional tarot, and this can connect to distance and travel again. So with it being reversed, this could be travel delays. And I was getting that in group one's reading. So like I said, this could be something more collective going on at the moment. Now, naturally, again, there can be travel delays around the festive season. But again, at different points of the year, you might even be watching this during a Mercury retrograde, for example. Okay, something that is going to cause either... Oh, sorry, guys, I just knocked the mic. Didn't mean to. Right. Let me just see what else is coming through. Rebuild. Rebuild in reverse, which is Judgment. I feel like this is representing you not having all the information to judge a situation at first in these next couple of days. So this might be where you are now. You might be thinking, I'm not sure. Maybe there's something you're waiting for clarity on, like, should I do this? Should I make this decision? Should I go for this? Because, I don't know, there's this feeling of maybe you've been waiting, to make a move, to do something, but you just haven't felt like you've had that clarity yet. So maybe there's a desire to take action, but again, there's this, something's holding you back. Now, this could be your own fears or reservations, but it could also be the circumstances. Again, if there are delays, it could be like a physical held back. For some of you, this might even be like health, like you might want to go for a run, but then you've got like a knee issue or your ankle hurts that day. Okay, so it's like that internal desire to do something, but then some kind of physical limitation. So obviously that could manifest in different ways, but I don't feel like it's going to limit you at all or the entire time. It may just postpone things. So like I said, you may have to put something off until later. Oh, then we've got the Four of Wands. So a lot of fire that's coming through here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. As well as I've just noticed that we've got Cancer and Saturn, which are both cardinal energies. They're all about creation. And then we've got well-deserved reward, which is Virgo's energy. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So again, I feel like, yes, there's a bit of hesitation, but it won't stop you. It's not going to stop you overall is what I'm getting here, because you're coming out as very strong, very independent. So maybe if this was you were waiting for something else or someone else to give you something, you decide, I'm going to do it without you. Okay, I'm just going to do it without that clarity. It's like,
it's like you have to make a decision. I don't know what that is for you exactly, group 2, and you may not know what that is right now. And it might not even be something that's that you think is that big of a deal, but it's like, I don't know. It makes me think of this situation I had where I was invited to go up and stay with a friend, but there was another friend also going as well. And I wanted to go, but there was a part of me that was like, I don't know what it is, but just hold back for a minute. And I didn't know what it was until I ended up not going, and I spoke to my friends about it, and they had a great time. But I know that the way things transpired, it wouldn't have been as fun for me. I just knew, and I was like, you know what? That's why I was hesitating. I didn't know until I knew. There were things going on with my health and all sorts, and it was just one of those moments. I was like, oh, I'm relieved that I listened to my gut. My gut was telling me not to go. I couldn't figure out why. But in the opposite way as well, there have been things and I've just powered through and I've gone, and I'm so glad I went ahead with that. So for good or for bad, I feel like you'll know, and there'll be something you'll just say, you know what, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to move forwards with it, and I'm going to have confidence when I do it. So yeah, I feel like that's a really positive energy. Maybe this is about like feeling confident in yourself, especially with the 4 of Wands, which gives strong Leo energy. This is about being seen, being noticed, being bold. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's social as well, because this can oftentimes represent like a party, celebration. So that was obviously coming through with what I was saying with the star and the Cancer card. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if you weren't either going to an event or a party or a gathering of people, or you weren't planning to do something, okay? Because this might be the idea of planning. You might initiate a plan for the future. So again, like I said, you could be the one that starts it. You could be the one that creates a group chat, adds everybody in and said, hey, I don't know what I want to do yet, but do you guys fancy doing something on this date? And then you may let others then take the lead. You could be a manifestor in human design or a manifesting generator, because I'm definitely getting that manifestor spark here, because manifestors as a type are not meant to continue with all their initiations. They're meant to spark it up and drive other people to carry it forwards. So, and if you're a manifesting generator, it's like you can manifest it and then you can have the energy to carry it forwards too, which is amazing. Now, obviously you don't have to be that type specifically, but it just feels like this next couple of days, these next 48 hours, that's the energy I see you being in. You initiate, you give it to other people. They run with it then. But like I said, this definitely could fall on a work day. I really do feel like you're going to be doing something that's working towards your future. Definitely. There's diligence within you. There's focus. There's drive. And it's definitely a lot of busyness, because I'm seeing social energy and free time. And then I'm also seeing hard work. But this could also be, again, a bit of both. If you're the one that's planned an event or a party, or maybe you've had to do a lot of preparation before it. Okay, so it could also be that energy. But let's just see what else is coming through your next 48 hours. Now, there's something about the hands coming through here as well. Specifically, I'm picking up hands. So I don't know if this could be, you might either have some pains in your hand, or maybe these pains will dissipate if you've been experiencing them lately. They may shift in a way, or you might see one of your friends or family members has like a broken hand, or they might have a cast on, or maybe they've just cut themselves. This might be advice as well, just to be a bit careful. You might be a bit accident prone, or the energy might be a bit that way. So just with Saturn there, it's about slowness and taking your time, especially with all of this fire around as well. Yeah, maybe there'll even be like a little bit of a fire hazard. Not trying to put it out there. I just feel like it's a bit of a caution for you. Just make sure you're blowing out all of the candles before you go to sleep, or, keeping an eye on the stove, that kind of thing. Because, yeah, it feels like there's a lot of energy around. And the more energy there is and the more people around, the more accidents can sort of happen naturally. So I feel like, obviously you can't control what other people do, but for yourself, if you can just take your time a little bit, move more slowly, be present in everything that you're doing, and that will help prevent any sort of accidental spills or any issues. Okay. Oh, I've just noticed we've got one of these cards randomly just mixed in with the animal deck. So let's see what that is. Oh, we have Purification and Sunflower, which again is so Leo dominant. if you were to think of a flower for Leo, I would definitely think of a sunflower, because the sun rules Leo. So yeah, and we've got the sun there as well. Maybe I'll even be connected with a lot of Leo energy these next 48 hours. So yeah, I'm just getting like loud, very loud, maybe loud music, TVs, or just a lot of loud people. A lot of big personalities are coming through. It may even be through your work as well. You might be connected with a lot of very loud personalities. Now, for some of you, maybe you'll even be gifted a sunflower, or you'll go somewhere and you can see prominent sunflowers there, whether it's in paintings or actually there in decoration. But I just feel like you are going to be standing out very, very strongly here. But you're kind of coming across as a bit of a leader in some way. And I know that's come through obviously with the initiation, but it's like I'm really drawn in by this depiction here where he stood, and it almost looks like, you know, at the Olympics where you've got the podium, the first, second, and third. And it's like you're stood on the first. So it's like a winning energy. So maybe you're going to win something these next couple of days. If you've entered, any kind of competition, maybe you're going to get news that you've won. Or maybe at one of these events, maybe there's a raffle or something and you end up winning. But even if it's not connected to literally winning something, this could be just that feeling that you get within where you're like, you feel accomplished. You feel like you've achieved something. Like, again, and that other people may recognize that. Okay, and that are looking up to you in some way, maybe even looking up to you for guidance. Okay, and then we've got Dolphin, Atlantis, healing wisdom is surfacing, stop and listen. Ooh, and now that's funny. We've got Butterfly, which came through in the exact position in the last reading too. Okay, so yeah, and this makes sense because look at how many dolphins there are. Look at how many butterflies. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. I think the majority of people are going to be watching this around the holiday season. It just, it makes sense. But like I said, there will be a select group of you that will be watching these later on. So it still feels like there's a lot of busyness, a lot of people, a lot of like flowing energy, or even a lot of back and forth. Like you may be like running around the house or running around work or trying to get 1,000,001 different things done. Okay, it's definitely very, very busy energy. But just know that there is some kind of healing wisdom surfacing, because we know we came to that with the Judgment card there. There was something that you were waiting for, some clarity. You are going to receive some form of clarity about this, but I feel like it may be at the very end of the next 48 hours. So any questions you have in your mind at this moment, any confusion about certain things, I feel like you'll definitely feel lighter, at least, about the situation. You may not feel totally like you're fully in the light. You may still feel slightly in the dark about certain aspects, but yeah, you'll definitely feel like you've gained more clarity, and this will help you heal in some way. And I feel like for some of you, you might actually cry a little bit at the end. And I don't feel like it's out of sadness, and I feel like it's more of a relief. Like maybe it's the sense of relief that all of this is done and that you can relax a little bit. Okay, but also in the sense of, something that you felt confused by, I feel like you'll have clarity. So if this could relate to someone's feelings, or how somebody feels about you, you might gain some further clarity about that these next couple of days. So, but sometimes clarity comes not through words, but through silence. So it may also be that someone, if you're expecting something from someone and you don't get it, that could also be the wisdom that you need. Because again, wisdom doesn't always come in the happiest of forms. It can sometimes be, painful wisdom, but still wisdom nonetheless. It's something for you to learn. Okay. But like I said, it could go one way or the other, but just know, regardless, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel like you can move forwards. Okay. After all of this busy time, you'll feel like something else that's been weighing on you, you'll be able to move forwards with, which is really great to see. Now, let's take a look at the fishbowl messages. But was I going to look at another? Oh, yes, before I do that. So I've not gotten anything too specific about love. I mean, the Four of Wands can sometimes represent, partnership energy, reuniting, or just uniting with somebody special and having, a fun and passionate time. So it could be that that's going on as well. But I'm just going to see if there are any themes of love or situations about love, or even timings. Okay, because I've got a mixture of these cards here in this deck. So Let's see what's coming through for you. So the next 48 hours, what's going to be happening in your love life or your life overall. What do you need to know? Oh my God, stop it. What? That's so weird. Okay, that one came through in group one's reading as well. So for those of you that were really drawn to group one as well, you might want to watch that because there's definitely some similarities. Okay, definitely differences as well, but that's just so weird. Out of all of the cards, May comes through. So it could be that you are born in May or somebody you're connected with very closely these next 48 hours will be born in May. Or it could be something you're planning for the following May could also crop up. Chaser. Oh, I don't want to chase anymore. So that could be your mentality these next 48 hours. When it comes to love, you may feel like, you know what? I'm not chasing you. I'm not trying to get your attention or validation. I'm just going to do my own thing. And maybe as well, because you're definitely very busy. So yeah, it may be that that's part of the reason you're very distracted, but you may also just be in that energy of, you know, I'm just going to let you do you. You do what you want. I'm not chasing you. If you want me, you can come towards me in reciprocity. Okay. Overwhelmed. Ooh, the stress from this is draining me. So maybe I really feel like that's what this information is. There's something about either a love relationship that you're very close to or something that is, it could be everything else that's going on is also very overwhelming for you and can be quite draining. But let me just get one more of these. No, that didn't come through. Oh my God, sorry. I thought that came through in group one's reading. No, it didn't. It came through in a TikTok I did. So I thought that was the same, but it's not. So that would have been really nuts. But anyway, so we've got December, which obviously this is when I'm recording this. And again, this might be the month you're watching this in. Okay. But in relation to your love life as well, like I said, this might be when you're gaining clarity about your love life. Again, about how someone feels about you, maybe how you feel about them. Maybe you are confused, like, how do I actually feel about this person? I know I said I was going to get one more. Okay, we've got November, but I just wanted to get one more love card. I've had a lot of timing cards. Let's get this one. Relax. Find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Okay. So maybe this is what you're longing for. You're longing to actually just fully relax with someone, just be in their presence, like just chilling, Netflix, bed, relax, not doing a lot. But then everything else is so busy. But maybe you're going to be super busy with all these other things and people. And then at the end of the day, you're able to sort of close out and just be you and your person. Okay. But maybe this is, for those of you where you're not that closely connected, it's a situationship or an ex, or if there's distance, it could be that you're just going to take some time out. You're not going to chase. You're not going to like give them too much of your energy. You're just going to relax. You're going to step into, a more tranquil place. I just had tranquilo. So I don't know if some of you are native Spanish speaking, or you're connected with somebody Spanish speaking, but Espanol is just coming through to me now. But then we've got, November and December. So in terms of time frames, I don't know. I actually don't know. It may be something specific has transpired. It may be something transformative has happened in a relationship in November and December, something big. Because especially we've got the butterfly here as well. We've got multiple butterflies here. And butterflies represent transformation. So yeah, there's definitely some sort of shake up here. So whether, again, that's within you and your perspective on love or this person, or whether it's just the relationship as a whole, something's shifted here. So anyway, let's see your fishbowl messages now. What's coming through? I can already see one that came through in group one's reading, but the rest of them look different. We've got limerence. So this can be romantic obsession. So I don't know. I just don't feel like you're going to have time to be limerent these next couple of days, but it might be somebody is being limerent over you. We've got writer, battle, move in together. Ooh. Rose tinted glasses. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's been an argument over text recently, and that's why there's potentially some distance between you and a loved one. Or someone might say something that's triggering over text or over some form of writing. Someone might ask to move in together. Maybe that's a transformation. Maybe you've just moved in together with someone, or maybe you've just moved out, or you've moved into somewhere new together. Or this could be a topic of discussion that comes up. It might not even be connected to you. Again, because with the fishbowl and this reading as a whole, it is very general with it being a 48-hour reading. So it could even be, and I've noticed this with these readings, I pull cards for myself sometimes, like how's the day going to go or whatnot. And then, yeah, it might be like, oh, move in. I'm like, it might be that I see a new neighbor moving in that day, or someone else is talking to me that, they've just moved in with their partner, or, you'll be affected by it, but not necessarily directly. It could be more indirect in that sense. So like I said, I know some of you will be like, it doesn't resonate, but it's just sometimes it's very subtle the way it resonates. And especially when it's little things like that, it's just to help corroborate the reading. So again, it's like, if you can come back after the next 48 hours and just remember the moving in thing, I really feel like you will hear it, you will see it. There will be some symbolism of moving in with someone. Again, whether it's for you or connected to someone else, but you will see it. Okay. Again, it's the little things. We've got rose tinted glasses, which as a saying, as we know, is about you see things in a different way in the beginning than you may see in reality later on. So things can always look better at the beginning, especially in relationships, and then the true colors come out. So I don't know, it may be that there is something that you're looking at that way a little bit over the next couple of days. Or someone else is. You could hear someone else again talking, like gushing over their new love or something. And then you might even have the thought, oh, it's honeymoon phase. And then we've got 555. So that could be a number you're seeing a lot at the moment in synchronicity, or that you will do in the next 48 hours. 5 also represents movement, change. So definitely changes are coming if that's something especially that you want. And because we did have that with all of that Aquarian energy there. So yeah, definitely changes, and maybe unexpected changes that you don't see coming are on the horizon. Okay, so we've got shedding tears. Now that did come through. I was getting that with the dolphin card. So yeah, you may feel like you need to cry. And remember that it's okay. Tears are very healing. Even if you just need to go into the bathroom for some privacy, just don't repress the tears. They're meant to flow. Again, some of you, they might be happy tears, okay, or just overwhelm. We've got flowers, so maybe you'll receive some flowers over the next couple of days. We've got beautiful, or you might see a load of beautiful flowers. Someone might compliment you and tell you you're beautiful, or maybe you feel like you'll be surrounded by a lot of beauty. We've got positive results, so something very positive is also going to occur. We've got October, so another month of significance there. We've got explore, diving instructor, release envy, and you are healing. So we did have that with the healing wisdom is surfacing. So yeah, you are going through some healing, because healing isn't linear, and sometimes it's not even intentional healing. It just happens naturally. And I feel like that happens actually through these tears. You definitely heal a lot through when you cry. So really do allow yourself to cry whenever you need to. And yeah, release envy. So if there has been anything you felt envious about recently, then yeah, you're being guided to let it go, to acknowledge it and have compassion for yourself, knowing that it's okay to feel that sometimes, but knowing that it's insidious and it will just eat you up and it won't benefit you. So it's always best to release it. Now, it might be releasing envy from other people as well. Other people might be feeling a bit jealous towards you, especially as you seem to be doing very well, or there's something that maybe you are receiving a lot of positive results, a win from. So yeah, you may even want to keep certain things to yourself, or to protect yourself in order to not have that envious energy be directed towards you. Okay. Now, the diving instructor as well could be just a random one or a bonus. Maybe somebody you know is going to be talking about diving into the ocean, or I don't know much about diving, but yeah, so it could be somebody's talking about diving. You could also obviously be interested in it and talking about it. So yeah, it could even be something on TV that comes up. It's about diving or like deep waters. But anyway, This is what I see for you, group number 2. I really do hope that it resonates with you, but remember, of course, it may not resonate now. Please do remember to come back in the next 48 hours and let us know if it resonated. But if any of it did make sense or you did enjoy the reading as a whole, please comment a red emoji or anything else you wish to share. Would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, and if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, either an email reading or a video reading, the link to my website is in the description box. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Hi, group 3. So let's take a look at your next 48 hours and what's going to be happening for you. So remember, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're drawn to this is when it's meant for you. Oh, so we have the North Node. House 7. Oh, and then Libra. That's so funny. Okay, because Libra is the ruler of the 7th house. So we've got like double Libra here. Now, this immediately connects you to someone else. Like you're going to be spending a lot of one-on-one time with someone. Now, it's not to say there won't be other people around as well, especially if you're watching this at the time I'm posting it. I'm posting it just a few days before Christmas. So naturally, there may be more connection with family, friends, gathering, coming together with people. But like I said, you could be watching this in the summertime at any point, okay? And hopefully it should still resonate. Now, but there's still this energy of you being maybe closer to one person. Even if you're in a group of people, you may gravitate to one person, or you both gravitate to one another. Or you might just be having, a quiet time, just spending time like getting to know each other or deepening your bond in some way. So whether this is spending that one-on-one time together in person, for some of you, maybe it will be long distance. You might be spending a lot of time talking over the phone. Okay, so it depends. Obviously, for all of you, again, it's a general reading. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I just feel like there's this strong partnership energy coming through here, okay? And a very strong, like, close bond. And something about quietness as well, especially with the card Silent Night. I mean, I didn't even read this when I picked out this as a place card for you to choose from. I was really drawn in by the red chair. But yeah, there's something that's quiet that's coming through about the next couple of days for you. So even if there's a lot of chaos or busyness going on around you at different points, I just feel like, yeah, you'll come to this place of peace with another person, okay? And it feels like it's very fated because of the North Node here, okay? There's fated energy that comes through with the North Node. So things that are outside of your control, events and things that are destined to happen. So it feels like there's some kind of like destined relationship events transpiring for you at the moment, certainly within these next couple of days. Now, I also see the dragon here. So you could be a dragon in the Chinese zodiac, or someone else or this other person you could be closely connected to could also be Year of the Dragon. But it's very powerful. It's interesting because we've got this peace and quiet, but then also this fiery red passion. So maybe that's also part of it, being able to be more passionate with each other when it's just the two of you, naturally so. Now, for some of you, this could also be representing contracts, okay? Because Libra can represent contracts and legal matters, also business partnerships. So there could even be an offer of collaboration that's on the table here. But I've just noticed, I was about to pull from this deck and I've just seen the Caring Connections card. And yeah, it's giving me like really, really sweet energy. And again, look, it's like the two people together, just the two of you. So yeah, I really feel like there's a strong romantic vibe going on here, which really does stand out from the other readings today. But let's just see what else is coming through. Your next 48 hours, what's going to be happening for you? Okay, so we've got strategy. Then we've got action. Someone here I feel like is going to read like some old scripture or an old book. Okay, I never get that from that card, but immediately that's what I'm getting here. Okay. Or even like writing with a very old pen, like an old fountain pen or even a quill, or using something really old. I'm also just seeing what are they called? Is it a penny farthing? Those funny bikes with the massive wheels at the front, or that game where there's the ring with the stick. I don't know. Why am I getting all these like olden time tools and games coming through? So yeah, maybe you will be doing something kind of olden times a little bit. I don't know. Really weird. Community. Okay. Anxiety in reverse. Yeah, so it's definitely a really interesting one. I feel like I've not done a 48-hour reading like this one. Yeah. But this is one of the reasons I love to do these, because they're always so different, so interesting. And yeah, I like to be surprised as much as you guys do when I'm doing these readings, because I can't just do love readings constantly. I know it's the majority of what most people want to listen to, which obviously I appreciate and I'm happy to cater to. But yeah, so I do like to mix it up, and I like to be surprised as I'm reading. So it's one of the reasons I like doing these readings, honestly, for you guys, is I enjoy them too. But I feel like when I enjoy them, it will make it a more positive experience for you guys too. So benefits all. But anyway, coming back to this, it's like you're going to be moving. Okay, there's definitely action. But even seeing this card, we've got the two horses, the black and the white. So why is the energy of two people is coming through so powerfully? Now, maybe you know that you'll be spending a lot of time in a group of two, but for those of you that don't, maybe you don't see it coming yet. Yeah, it's your sign that maybe you had an invitation to meet up in a group of three, but for some reason that may not go to plan with this community card being reversed. So yeah, maybe the OG plan was a group of three and then it drops down to a group of two. Or maybe this is just this need to isolate away from the group. So like I said in the beginning, even if you are in a group dynamic, you may part ways and that can happen naturally in groups and parties where, again, you'll gravitate towards the people that you like the most, or the most similar to, or even just the vibration you're on. If you're on more of an introverted vibration, or maybe you get on better in one-on-one situations than groups. So that could also be part of it as well, is that you may just feel like, yeah, I just want to kind of spend more time with this person rather than all of these people. Okay, but community in reverse, I mean, it's the Three of Cups in reverse. So this can show an imbalance sometimes in social activity. So it can either be not socializing enough and isolating too much, or it can be over socializing and then feeling too stimulated and not getting enough alone time. So that may just be a bit of a signal to check in with yourself with over the next couple of days. If you are feeling super overstimulated at times, maybe it is a wise idea to sort of part off with one other person, or even just take some time to be alone, or even to sleep alone. Like you could be sleeping with someone and maybe they're snoring a lot. So you may feel like you need to go sleep in another room or something, or just find some quiet, even going and taking a nap. I'm seeing something about you taking a nap just on your own. Again, I know that's so exciting, but I have to just say what I see. But yeah, so if you feel like overstimulated, take that time away. Okay. But if you feel especially like you're getting into too much of an anxious place, because anxiety can be bred oftentimes when you're spending too much time alone, too much time overthinking. Because if you think about it, in prisons, that's how they punish them, is by putting them in isolation. Now, it wouldn't be a punishment if it was something that wasn't beneficial, right? So the fact that we know that it negatively impacts us to be isolated for too long. So that could also be a sign if you're feeling like you're overthinking too much and you've been on your own for too long, and especially if you have invitations or places you can go or people you can be connected with, maybe it's a good idea to push yourself a little bit. But again, it's about finding that happy balance. Now let's see what else is coming through. Where was my other deck? Yeah, let's look at the Animal Wisdom deck. Now I am also going to look at the fishbowl messages at the end, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We have more things to uncover. Now also with the strategy card being reversed, this can be the energy of overthinking or over planning things. So this could be you, but it could be somebody you're connected with is trying to like plan everything, put everything together, but it's like it's too much. You know, when people go over the top with it or plan everything too hard to the T and don't let things flow. Okay, it's like you're being guided to allow things to flow a little bit more naturally here. So again, if it's you planning things to the point, you know, to the minute, maybe just so allow things to be a little bit more fluid, because sometimes this can breed disappointment if you are too rigid in your plans. But let's see. We've got Rabbit, sensitive soul, strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. Very interesting, group 3. And then we have Tiger, divine timing, good things come to those who wait. Ooh. So that is a very positive message for you, group number 3, that something that you have been very patient for is coming in. You will be rewarded for that patience. So good things come to those who wait. So you feel like you've had to wait for something up until this point. So it might be that you receive that thing in the next 48 hours, but you may feel as well at points that you do have to wait a little bit longer. So I don't know. I'm even just seeing like an oven timer. And you know that saying of watch pot never boils? Yeah, I don't know why, but I see you kind of keep looking. Maybe this is like looking at your phone, looking to see a message, looking to see a response or a call, or I don't know what you're looking for, but it's something that you keep looking at. And you're being guided to say, you know what, just look away for a minute. Put your phone away, put it on do not disturb, or go into a different room, or do something that's just distracting yourself from watching. Because it will come, and it will all come in divine timing. Now, also with the sensitive soul, you may feel a little bit more sensitive over the next couple of days, more so than you may do usually. So, you're being guided to have compassion for yourself and to cut cords as and when you need to. Okay, now this may be cutting cords from a friendship group, okay, because the community is a friendship group representation. So, especially if you feel like they're very draining or very gossipy or judgmental, or maybe they're just not that kind or caring, or maybe you just don't feel like you have anything to get along about at the moment. You don't have as much in common, because that's the thing. You can drift from people. Like you don't have to completely fall out or not see eye to eye. You just may be in very different spaces and you're just struggling to... What's the word I'm thinking of? I mean, I guess what I just said, see eye to eye. But there was something else and I couldn't quite pull it through. But anyway. Now, this doesn't have to be friends either. This can be family members. This can be, obviously, romantic partners, work colleagues. Obviously, there's different levels of restrictions with different groups of what you can do. But like I said, even if you feel like you're forced into a situation, like you can, even if you're in a room and you have to be there, you can still make your choice about like, where do you want to go? Who do you want to engage with? Even if you're forced to sit at a particular table, it's like you don't have to talk if you don't want to talk. You don't have to try and make anybody else feel comfortable. It's like you're being guided to focus on what you feel comfortable doing or saying or who you're around. Okay. But also I feel like it's realizing that other people may feel the same as you. I'm kind of getting that with the rabbits. They all look like they're kind of evenly spaced apart. But all of them, it's like they're on their own, but then in the group. So it kind of may even be like, I don't know, there's like a group of people and you don't feel like everybody fits together, but it's like you all feel the same way. You're all meant to be there, but you all feel like you're very individual and maybe you don't all see eye to eye. I know that's such a strong saying that keeps coming through to me today, seeing eye to eye. But it's like what you have in common is the fact that you all feel the same way. And that's the beauty of it. You could all feel like we don't fit in here. But just by that fact of you all feeling the same is something that actually could bond you in a way. Okay. But again, I feel like you're being guided to be authentic to yourself. If there are conversations or situations you don't feel like are benefiting you, you can walk away. You can sever the ties. It doesn't have to be in person. This can be over the phone. You could block someone. You could ignore them, mute them, do something where you are no longer engaging in that because it doesn't bring you anything positive. Okay. Now, let's see what else is coming through. I'm just going to get a couple of these tarot messages here. Your next 48 hours. Six of Swords. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like there's someone coming back. Someone coming in either from the past or coming back in to say something to you. There's something about a revelation with the Page of Swords. There's like an uncovering, or maybe somebody that's been hidden for a while reveals themselves to you in the next couple of days. So again, this could be this potential romantic partner, somebody from your past that comes back or tells you that they miss you or that they love you, or I don't know. It's like they want to give you some kind of clarity is what I'm getting here. Now, they may have even been, I'm getting a stalking social media vibe here from this. Okay, so someone's been watching you very closely, but it's like they want to come forwards in these next 2 days. Something's going to spur them on. Something's going to, like, yeah, ignite them to step into the light. We've got the Sun card here. So, yeah, they've been in the shadows. They want to step into the light. And I feel like this is also you being this warmth, this light, that you're emanating that this person like feels that energy that you're in and they feel drawn towards you. Yeah, so you might be in a very good mood. You might just feel like super uplifted, or maybe even feeling very popular. You could post something on social media and it gets a lot of attention. Okay, for some of you, I'm seeing that. So think about a lot of social media attention. And there's a particular person, yeah, this person here that sees you, or maybe you make a grand entrance into an event or a party, or yeah, some kind of gathering. Yeah. But again, it's why I keep saying you and this person, no matter how many other people are around. It's you and this person that I'm seeing the strongest connection to over the next couple of days. Really, really strong. But let's just get some more information. Anything else you need to hear about love or about timing or just in general. And then I will pull the fishbowl messages. Oh, so I just realized this one was flipped around, but I was drawn to it anyway. Okay, so we've got conversation. I want to call you and hear your voice. Oh, so yes, this could very much be a phone call that has a lot of depth and a lot of meaning. Okay, somebody's definitely wants to hear your voice. So I do feel you're going to be having maybe more than one phone conversation, but it might be a phone conversation that starts something more for you and this person. Okay. True love, a deep and enduring connection going beyond superficial attraction. So yeah, this definitely isn't something that's purely casual. It does feel like it is something more deep and meaningful. The X card just flew out, by the way. Okay, healing from past heartbreak takes time. Be patient with yourself. So I don't know. For some of you, this might be the X that's coming in that you feel this way about. For others of you, it could be somebody new coming in and you're able to release the X. Okay, well, maybe you know how it is. As soon as you move on, the X like gets some kind of like hit, and then they come in and want your attention. So it could even be both. You could be speaking to somebody new and then an X suddenly wants your attention again. And then we've got the month of April as a significator. So it could be someone, either you or them, that are born in April, or something significant that you might plan for April or that happened in the previous April. And then we have summertime as well. Oh, summer. Swimming as well. So maybe for some of you might actually be going swimming. You could be swimming, you could be planning a holiday where there's beautiful clear water. But maybe for some of you, if you've got a picture of you in water or like holiday pictures, I feel like this X, and maybe even this new person, they keep being drawn to this picture. Maybe you keep getting a lot of attention on this picture, or it could even be like a profile picture of yours or something. I don't know, but yeah, something about this, a need to swim, or maybe you even just want to have like a really like, you know, those really deep, relaxing baths. Okay, could be something like that, where it feels like you're kind of just floating there. There's a need to float. Okay, let's just see what else is coming through here for you. Group number 3, your next 48 hours. What's coming through? Oh my God, I can see the soulmate card is there. Whoa. So soulmate. I mean, yeah, this has definitely been quite a love dominant pile, but It's not something I ever do intentionally, especially with these 48-hour readings. Like I said, I do like to mix it up a little bit. I enjoy the process of like seeing what else comes through in 48 hours. But yeah, there's definitely a love theme coming through. We've got body language. So maybe you'll be like reading someone's body language, or somebody will be reading yours. I'm shy around you. Someone might say that to you, maybe even over the phone, or you might say it or just feel it. We've got the 11th house, which is Aquarian energy. And also it represents social media. So yeah, I really feel like there's something connected to social media is coming through. So like I said, either you're posting something that goes viral or gets a lot of attention, or it draws in these exes or new people in a romantic way. But maybe as well, like you'll just be talking a lot on socials. Like you might not even be posting anything. Maybe you'll just like, some people just use it purely as like a messaging app or something. So maybe you'll be speaking a lot, or even over the phone. Now we've got obsessed. And then we've got situationship. So, I mean, this could be you. You might be feeling a bit obsessed over a particular person in a situationship, but they could be feeling that way about you as well. Okay. And we've got karmic, which makes perfect sense. We had that North Node in the beginning. It's another confirmation that, there's a lot of karmic activity happening in your life as a whole the next 48 hours, but certainly in your love life as well. Okay. We've got let it go, and then fashion industry and don't force it. So yeah, you are being guided not to force things these next 48 hours, just to let things flow. Because again, we had that with that strategy card. If you try too hard, it seems to backfire. If you just, again, let it go, it will come to you. Okay, so this is the energy of not chasing, attracting. Affirm that in the comments if you like. I don't chase, I attract. I attract all and who I desire. Okay, that is more the energy that you're getting into. But yeah, as a side note as well, fashion, maybe you're going to be like looking into fashion, buying new clothes. Maybe you'll be connecting with somebody that works in the fashion industry, or like I said, you could, or maybe you're watching like a runway walk, or reading a fashion magazine, if people even still read magazines anymore. I don't know. I never buy them, but I mean, they're still there, so people must still buy them. But yeah, anyway, it's just something connected to fashion, I feel like, is also going to be a bit of a theme here. So again, maybe it's the way that you're dressing. Maybe you'll get a lot of positive compliments on something, an outfit you've put together. Could be. Anyway, this is what I see for you, group number 3. I really do hope that it resonates with you. But remember, of course, it might not resonate yet. It may take the 48 hours for it to fully make sense. So if it did resonate now, please do comment a purple emoji or anything else you wish to share. Or do please feel free to come back if you remember to. Come back to this reading and let us know. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, either an email reading or a video reading, the link to my website is in the description box below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.